Hey, my name is Billy Livsey. This is 15 minutes of whatever over the course of the next 15 minutes. Every topic will be a different notation. The first one is art, and I wanted to say that it's not that I had any idea who John Giorno was prior to today, or I had any idea of what he'd done, but I did find out that what he did was pretty extraordinary. And if you're looking for that special artist to look into, you should look into the work that he's done, not just in art and in education and in homoerotic imagery, but in everything else that he's done throughout his life. I don't know about it personally because I haven't looked at a lot of it, but it seems like someone interesting who died today. The next one. You can wait 5 seconds. Okay.
Come on, no, you can't skip the last 10 seconds.
Well,
John Giorno, 5 seconds. Sum up his life.
Rads.
Sum up his life in 3 seconds.
He's fantastic. Give him a shot. The second one is, when Jennifer Flynn Walker is involved, you know that something extraordinary is involved. She gets involved in all of the great causes of the day. And when she's involved in putting something before the U.S. Supreme Court, then you know that it's serious. And it's very serious right now that LGBTQ rights are being compromised. They're not only being compromised by the way the court is looking at it, they're being compromised on what it's going to mean to the whole country. It's going to mean that little squirrels of anything, anywhere, who wants to get rid of you because you're gay are going to be allowed to do it in all 50 states, regardless of how the majority of your state might feel around it. I don't know how it's going to turn out. It makes no sense to me how it's going to turn out. But write your congressmen, write your senators, write your Supreme Court justices, and let these people know that you care about LGBTQ rights. Entertainment. Oh my God. Here's a little note for the NYPD. Here's a note for you. Stop writing letters to people telling them to get out of whatever it is that they're doing. It's not important that at a hip-hop festival you have some sort of say in what the rappers are doing on stage. It's crazy. And you're having this conversation outside the realm of what you can influence. If you want to have an influence over what people are saying, then have a dialogue with them, have a conversation with them. But don't tell them not to do it, because you put people in the position of either them not being allowed to do it or being allowed to do it, but in either case you're creating this eruption of controversy which has no business in freedom of rights. It's just crazy. NYPD is crazy. Fourth. Oh God, sports. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on with the Tampa Bay Rays and why they are so unique in Florida. If you want to look at baseballsavant.com and take a look at how everything is put together, you will find out not only about them, but about every other team in the league. But you'll find out that there are very unique things in the Tampa Bay area which make it great for sports. You can have a number one team that you care about, and you can have a second and third team that you also care about. This is not an area that's filled with money, but it's an area that's filled with possibility and support. And we can have evenings where we support the Rays, and it can be drawn out throughout the whole season. The tickets are affordable, and we need to really emphasize that they're affordable when they're being purchased. Next up, movies. Oh my gosh. Just go see Renee Zellweger as Judy. I mean to tell you, she is freaking faboo. It really holds up not only the way she looks like Judy, but really conveys her essence. She has a quirky something about her which makes you feel that she is Judy. Like you can't even think that she isn't. And the music is amazing, and the story is amazing, and it's a little on the cryy side, but you'll be glad that you did the first, second, or 50th time, because it really embraces you like a warm, I don't know, like a warm thing. Anyway, what's next? Next is 6. TV. Shameless. Shameless is all about Galovich for me this year. It's about Mickey and Ian and everything that's going on with them in prison. What?
No spoilers.
Well, they know that that's what's happening.
No one's seen Shameless. Talk to those people.
Or if you've never seen Shameless, then what you need to do is find these characters in your heart, because you will find that these characters exemplify not just your heart, but your spirit and your soul, and they're very laughable and very funny, but at the same time, they bring home very moving points. And they all have flaws and characters, but they're also very human. They're very human in the way that they deal with what life has given them. It's about people on the south side of Chicago that are trying to muck up what their father has done to them and what everybody else has done to them. It's pretty amazing. You should watch the show. International politics. This is how I'm supposed to talk about Turkey and the Kurds. And you know what? Yeah, it is. It totally is.
Everyone's talking about that.
Well, everybody may be talking about that. But I'm going to say something that's a little different. I'm going to say that, number one, if we're going to be dealing with the Kurds, so there's some myopic view of life, but we're supposed to have reverential fear forever, I mean, it's just kind of nuts that we have that feeling about the Kurds. We should stop feeling about them that way and start giving them an absolute path towards resistance here in the West. If they want to come to the West because they don't have a land, then great, let them come to the West. If they want an opportunity to go through Europe, to go to Canada, to come to the United States, they should be able to come. And come right now. Because it makes no sense for us to keep them there in a situation where they have no homeland and no place to settle. So that's what I feel about the Kurds. The Kurds should come. The next stop is business. Cryptocurrency, Facebook. Well, you know what? You know what I think about cryptocurrency? At first, I used to not think much. But what I think more and more as I read about it is that there's a possibility with cryptocurrency for it to really expand the world. We can change how we view investments into investments that actually help people. And I think that it's something that we should get involved with much more proactively. We should have it not be the sideline where people are doing it a little bit here and a little bit there. It should be on the market where people have the opportunity to invest in cryptocurrency, and as they do it, they can see how that expands the world. Next up is the economy. You know, the trickle up, trickle down economy. Yes, I believe that the economy does trickle up, and I believe that what happens is you start on the bottom and it grows, because that's the only way it can grow. Trickle down makes no sense whatsoever, and it's something we've been living with to the point of nauseation since the 80s. We need to have a trickle up economy, but who the fuck is ever going to do that? It's like, I mean to tell you, nobody's sitting around thinking, oh, let's put investment in the bottom and let it grow up, because it never ever happens. Not the Democrats, not the Republicans, not the Democratic Socialists, not anybody ever does that.
Andrew Yang said we should have a trickle up economy.
Good for him. And it's like, good for him. And maybe he'll one day become the president of the dog choir, because he's not going to be the president of anything. So I'm glad he thinks that. Next up, technology, microscopic biohybrid robots. I'd like to not have any of them. In fact, let's just take a moment and think back on a time when we had none of that. When we had, remember when people used to walk and nobody drove? Wasn't that nice? Remember when people used to talk to people that lived next door as opposed to people who lived across the country. Remember when people never could fucking text as long as because it wasn't part of their vernacular? Remember when people didn't watch TV and people spent more time getting involved with their community? And it probably is something that doesn't make any sense because it didn't really happen that way even way back when. But I like to think about it that way, and that's how I'm going to keep it. Video games. Oh, the whole Fortnite black hole. You know what I think? I think even though they're taking their whole idea and they're bringing it back to something that's completely mysterious and we don't know how it's going to work out, I think that gives it more interest and more just more going down the line. I think people are going to be really excited about that, and I think people are going to really want to get involved with that. It's gone on, like too long this way, so pull it back and thrust it forward, and I think that'll be great. I don't know. Not that I ever play these things. I never play these goddamn things. Video games. Fortnite black hole. The Fortnite black hole.
You just did that one.
I just did that one? How about crime? Uber meth. Oh, Uber meth is the best.
What is it?
Uber meth. You really have to think for a moment what it's like to be an Uber driver, have someone get in your car that's carrying some kind of I don't know what, and then the police stop you because you're veering in and out, so that would be happening if you were just driving down the street. They have a dog which then finds the guy with the meth, and then they arrest him. None of this sounds like anything that makes any sense to me. It wouldn't happen with the Uber driver, it wouldn't happen with the person who got in the car, and it wouldn't happen when someone driving back and forth across the street. This just kind of happened in a way that, I don't know, maybe gives some currency to whoever the cops are out there. Because the only way it happened is if they knew. Science. Oh, God. October, the full hunter's moon. But you know what? I love the moon, and I love the way the moon speaks to me and I love the way the moon really, really holds down on us. It's so amazing. It's just, it's got to happen. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Isn't this fun? We should go on to the next one. Health. Neopolese degree. Oh my god. I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what that is, so we'll skip it.
No. It's the Nepalese dengue fever outbreak.
God, yes, the dengue fever that's we're all getting from mosquitoes in Nepal. Take care of it. I don't know what to tell people about that. Take care of the Nepalese fever you're getting from the mosquitoes that are biting you in Nepal. Because, who the fuck else is going to do it? Education. All right. Arkansas schools. There is no reason for Arkansas schools to be having one group of people run one school and one group of people run another school, and have it be the high-end schools getting special whatevers and then the low-end schools getting... It's just all nuts. This just means that the outcry for I can't think of what to say because it's bad. When it's bad, it just means that it's really bad. Cut it.
You got 40 more seconds.
And I'll sing a song. La-da-dee-da.
No, cut.
See what I mean?
20 more seconds. Arkansas, segregated schools.
Arkansas segregated schools, it brings down the call for reparations immediately, because if they don't start getting these reparations now, it's completely ridiculous they're doing that to schools. It's completely ridiculous if they do that to communities that have been torn apart. It's completely ridiculous that they did that to any kind of community. It's just nuts, but it's completely nuts. 2-1 zip. Zip. Zip, zip, zip. Zippity zip, zip.
Wrap it up.
All right. This was terrible, and my name is Billy Livsey. Have a lovely day.
And this has been 15 Minutes of Fame.
15 minutes of fame. That sucked.